Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahawashi, Ba'Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahawashi. I come out here to wake up the lost sheep of the 12 tribes of Israel, Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom. I am a real Israelite that this Bible speaks of. I am not a fake Jew. There is no Ish in my name. There is no Ish in my nation. We are the real Israelites. This is the Apocrypha, 2nd Ezra 13, starting at verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanaser, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. That's right, so the 10 tribes came here to the Americas. This is the newest land mass discovered. We came here seeking to keep our law, statutes, and commandments away from the heathens. And what has happened? They found us. They came over here seeking us, seeking to destroy us, steal from us like they always do. They steal everything. They steal your heritage, they steal your background, they steal your inventions, they steal your names, because they have nothing of themselves. They've never created anything. They've never brought anything to humankind but stress, murder, robbery, rape, you name it. Everything that was done wickedly was done by Esau's descendants, which are the Edomites, which today would be the Caucasian race. Now we have a problem here with our people, and when I say our people, I'm talking about the so-called Native Americans, so-called Hispanic descent, and so-called Negroes who came here during the West Atlantic slave trade. The problem that we have is we fight amongst each other, we're murdering each other, we rob each other. When it comes down to the white man, we want to kiss his behind. We believe everything he says, we follow his laws, and we don't follow the laws of the Bible. See, this is the problem. This is why we're in the position we are today, is because we didn't follow his law, statutes, and the commandments. Tell me what's so hard to follow order, to follow laws, to follow structure. You do it every day. You do it every day in this country that you're in, because if you don't, they'll take you to jail. They'll put fines on you. All these things that'll happen to you for not following the laws of the land, you're worried about. But the main thing you're not worried about is salvation. Because if you were worried about salvation and you were worried about ruling again, then you would keep the law, statutes, and the commandments that the Most High has brought forth. Now there are penalties, just like there are in the land. But the biggest penalty that there could be out there would be eternal death. Not ruling. We need to come back to our heritage. It's funny, I just was setting up and I had 3 men, 3 Hispanic men. I showed them the chart. And by the way, Priest Elazar, thank you for the chart. Sakari, big ups to you. Anyhow, I had 3 men over here. They're cleaning up all the snow. I start to show them the sign. As soon as they see Mexican, they're interested. And they're starting to wonder what's going on. I tell them that I come out here to teach the people who the true tribes are in the Bible, and who the true children of Yahweh are. Okay, well, you have a nice night. And they walk off. This is the problem. Our people do not consider. This is Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have no understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. No knowledge. No knowledge in biblical prophecy. No knowledge in who their forefathers were. No knowledge in the law, statutes, and the commandments, because they do not want to pick this up and read it. Why? Because this was used by the slave masters for their purpose to continue to rule over you. So now they don't want to have nothing to do with this Bible. They don't care anything about it because, for one, you got white Jesus, right? The slave master was white. The white man came, conquered the natives of this land, took everything they owned. Why would you want to trust them? Why would you want to hear anything about this Bible? But again, it's still their fault because they don't want to look into it. They don't even want to stay around to hear it.
Talking about how you needed caffeine.
This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So that's what they did. They covered the face of the Son of Man, Yahawashi. They covered his face and made him look like a white man. It throws everybody off. For one, you can't connect with something if you don't see yourself in it. Who wants to serve a white man when all the white man has ever brought to you was disease, murder, robbery, filth? Who wants to trust that? They're afraid of this book. They're afraid of this book. It's sad because you can't even have a dialogue, a simple dialogue. I'm not trying to force anything down your throat. I'm not trying to convince you with anything. I'm trying to give you something to grasp on, and hopefully you go home and do your homework. That's not even attainable when all you can remember is the slavery and the disgusting things that happened to your forefathers here in this land. I see a lot of separation right now with the nation. I see a lot of division. This division doesn't help us at all. If we're here to bring in the lost sheep, and they already have insecurities about the Bible and believing if it's real or believing if it was used as a slave tool, considering it is not even an option, seeing that we're fighting amongst each other. I know we're going to have I know we're going to have some differences in doctrine, but the issue lies when you have no camaraderie between each other. The issue lies when you can't have a simple dialogue with each other regarding the biblical prophecy. Again, this isn't anybody's job but Yahawashi's job to separate the goats from the sheep. I don't know why it's such a big thing to feel like you need to prove who isn't Israel. If at the end of the day our job is to seek out the sheep who bear witness to the scripture, who bear witness with us, why are you trying to debunk nationality? What is so important that you feel like you need to prepare the work for Yahawashi when he comes back? And when I say prepare the work, it's like you feel like you need to point out who isn't Israel so that when Yahawashi comes back, you can say, see here, I got all these people right here lined up that they're not for us. I already found them for you. That was never your job. Your job is to find the lost sheep. Your job is to bring forth the law, statutes, and the commandments. Your job is to keep the law, statutes, and the commandments. That's the whole duty. The whole duty of man. Let's get that. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Whole duty. I didn't see anything about separate the tares from the seed. I didn't see any of that. Why do you feel like it's your job? Why is it so important to you? Did you have a problem with a Negro in the past? Latin man? Latino man? Did you have a problem with the Negro in the past? Did he beat your ass? Did he take your lunch money? Did he steal your girl? Negro man, what is your problem with the Latino man, with the Native American man? Do you have a problem with him being your brother? What did he do to you? We are all going through the same stuff. We are all at the bottom. The beefing between each other needs to stop. We need to focus on what's important. And what's important is coming together, bringing in more sheep. If we have to talk about some issues that we're not agreeing on, I said it before, let's do it in private. Hit somebody on the inbox. I know growing up in a family, growing up in my family, it was always told, don't put your laundry on the front porch. Keep your problems to yourself. Don't tell nobody what's going on. This is a family feud, regardless of what you think. The main purpose is these law, statutes, and the commandments. The main focus should be these young men and women that are on the streets doing whatever they want to do, causing nothing but conflict amongst each other. I see it a lot on some of these videos when you get a older gentleman debating with a young Israelite. The young Israelites are, they get upset. They say, you let us down. You let us down. Well, what are we doing to the next generation? As a matter of fact, what are we doing for the next generation? Nobody knows the time when the Son of Man is coming back. I know prophecies are being fulfilled. I know it looks close, but nobody knows except for Yahweh. We still need to focus on our seed. We still need to focus on these young men and women who are just completely lost. I know when I first came into the truth, it felt so good to know that this is actually for me. I got sick of going to the Christian church and having issues at home and them telling me everything's gonna be all right. You see, just hang in there, and you keep coming in every Sunday and you keep tithing, and things are gonna start to fall into place. I never seen any change, and if I seen a little change, I gave the church its props, not knowing that it had nothing to do with that. I was still living in sin because I wasn't keeping the law, statutes, and the commandments. So for me to see any type of sunlight, to me it felt good, and it felt like I was doing something that made sense. Not knowing, not having any kind of understanding of the scripture, just going based off of what a pastor told me. Now that I'm in the truth, and I understand that these curses are upon us, now I can see a little clearly. Now I can see a man that is totally wicked, and he's still exceeding in life. He's still succeeding in life. He has a good job, a nice car, buying a house. Everything is going well for him. And he's not a holy man. He's not keeping these law, statutes, and the commandments. This tells me that it's not the material, it's not the success in life that is proving you well. What cleanses you and what brings you peace and patience is understanding that this book is just for us. This book talks about the Son of Man coming back just for us, to save us, not from our wicked selves, to save us from the persecution, to save us from the hell that they're putting on all of our people in America and throughout the world. It's funny because the Christian man will never take blame for anything face to face. I think the Christian man is the hardest man to have a dialogue with because he's so block-headed, always wanting to run to Paul, always talking about Paul. You could show him scripture where Yahawashi said to still keep the law, statutes, and the commandments until all be fulfilled. They always want to run to Paul. Salakia, it's cold out here. My fingers ain't working. This is Colossians. Colossians 1:4, verse 8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. This is verse 9. Those things which ye have both learned and received and have heard in me, do. Now this is Paul. He's saying everything that you've seen in here, that you've heard, that he's talking about, to do. So let's find out what Paul's talking about. Let's go to Acts 25 and 8. This is Acts 25 and 8. I'll start at 7. And when he was come, the Jews which came down from Jerusalem stood around about and laid many grievous complaints against Paul, which they could not prove, while he answered for himself, neither against the law or the Jews, neither against the temple, nor yet against Caesar have I offended anything at all. So what is he talking about? If he's talking about what's honest, what's just, what's pure, lovely, of good report. And he's telling you all these things that you heard to do. These are the things that he did. And when I say did, I'm talking about the law, statutes, and the commandments, because those are the only things that are pure and honest. Let's go to Luke 8:15. This is Luke 8, verse 15. But that on the good ground are they, which in an honest and good heart, having heard the word, keep it, and bring forth fruit with patience. Every word in the scripture that pertains to law, statutes, and the commandments is what he's talking about. Let's go back to what is pure and just. Psalms 19:8. This is Psalms 19:8. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandments of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. So what it comes down to is law, statutes, and commandments. There's no other way that you could be pure. There's no other way. All comes down to the law. You cannot avoid the law, statutes, and the commandments. Stop running. Stop being lustful and seeking after other religions and other customs. Because here's where the problem lies. Here's where the problem lies. If I'm telling you about the law, statutes, and the commandments, and you've done your research enough to where you see that it's valid, but yet you continue to stay in that Christian church, that Baptist church, that Catholic church, non-denomination, Mormon, Lutheran, anything that doesn't pertain to keeping the law, statutes, and the commandments as an Israelite, this is where the problem lies. This is 2 Peter, or this is how the Most High feels about you. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandments delivered unto them. At that point, when you forsake it, there's a bigger issue. You've heard about it and you've turned your head to it. Condemnation. This is Malachi 3, verse 6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. He never changes. Take time, study, endure to the end. Learn these law, statutes, and the commandments so that you can keep them. Have patience. This is Revelations 14 and 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that kept the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Yahawashi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. So it didn't come down to just faith, like the Christian man will teach, like the Christian pastor will teach you. It's all about faith. It's all about faith. As long as you have faith, you're in good with God. I got into a debate with the brother a couple weeks back, and I was telling him that faith without works is dead. He began to tell me that the works that the Most High was talking about is kindness to your fellow men or your or women or children that are in need. I explained to him that the works that he was talking about was the law, statutes, and the commandments. This verse right here completely destroys that ideology, that understanding. From the top, Revelations 14 and 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Yahawashi. The commandments of Yahweh. It didn't say the commandments of Yahawashi, because I know that's what a lot of Christians will run to. They say, well, Yahawashi brought new commandments saying to love your neighbor like you love yourself. So pretty much, as long as I'm helping out my neighbor, I'm fulfilling the new law. Well, newsflash. Keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Yahawashi. But still, they continue to argue with me and send me verses, and just like most Christians out there, they want to read a whole paragraph because they don't understand how to properly read scripture. This Bible was not meant for everybody. This is a coded book. It takes diligence, endurance. It takes wisdom, and the only way you get wisdom is by keeping the law, statutes, and the commandments and fearing the Most High. But they think they're going to be able to back up their premise by pushing verses that they've looked up on the internet just to debunk what you believe. What am I saying so harmful? What am I doing so bad by telling you not to be a homosexual? By telling you to eat the proper foods that are going to keep you alive longer so that you can endure to the end when Yahawashi comes back? What is so wrong with that? What is so wrong with me explaining to you a dress code? Women should not be dressing sleazy the way they are. You should be covering up your body because you're making me sin. And you're making men out here on the streets sin. You're passing around your plate to everybody in the congregation. So am I doing that much wrong by telling you to have order and structure? Everybody else has their own customs. Why can't we have our own? The Asian man, the African man, the Arab man, they stick to themselves. Why, when it comes to us, we got to follow everybody else? They want to be like us. You shouldn't want to be like them. We are a special people. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy Yahweh. The Lord thy Yahweh hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.